Good morning everybody, Alan Johnson here from Prone Off-Road Products. We're about 50 k's out of Broken Hill, which doesn't look like it, feels like in the middle of nowhere, and this is a place called Eldee Station.
Don't lift a finger, 'cause you don't have to hear. I've got
It's like a day and a half trip from Sydney, day trip from Melbourne. It's like 1200 k's from Sydney, about 850 from Melbourne, I think it is.
Nice drive up here. This is our first time here. Yeah, we're looking forward to some forward driving today, looking around the area behind the mountain and all that.
Here we are again at Eldee Station. This is a fantastic property, just about 45 minutes north of Broken Hill. I've done a number of trips here over the years. The hills behind us here, some of the staging areas for the Outback Challenge and have been for a long time.
The scenery is absolutely panoramic. I mean, we can see the horizon all around us. It's a bit like being in an ocean. It's quite a remarkable spot.
Fantastic place out here, some fantastic countryside, and this morning we were going to head off and do a little bit of four-wheel driving around that property.
nurses come from the trees. Lights out.
2 years ago when we came up here with 4x4 Australia, we had an absolute ball, so really looking forward to getting out there amongst it, especially after they've had a heap of rain up here earlier this year. We actually shut the station down for nearly a month.
We hadn't had rain for, on and off I suppose, for 7 or 8 years, and we had 2.5, 3 inches in one storm, filled the reservoir at Umbrummica and absolutely washed the road away, the bridges and everything, but they're still getting it done now. It's sort of fixed. They would have went past it on the way out here, but absolutely wrecked the road and we couldn't get through for, I think it was nearly a week and a half, 2 weeks, but officially the road was closed for nearly 6 weeks before anyone can come. There's still roads further north now that are still officially closed.
Great country up round here. You've got your Mundi Mundi plains just over to our left here.
It's a 79-mile plain, the Mundi Mundi plain. It's just a broad, expansive, flat country. Like you just see, there's just nothing for miles and miles, which is open country.
And just behind the homestead here we've got some rolling hills, that real red Australian dirt.
And that's where the great four-wheel driving is. There really is a whole host of different tracks there you can tackle, right from the sort of general four-wheel drive touring tracks, right up to, of course, the sort of winch-style track.
It's just one extreme to the other. You've got absolute sandy, open country, and then you just go to solid rocks and givers and creeks, a lot of broken stones and shale, a few water holes, natural water springs that just flow all the time.
I know last time we came here we got over the back of the hills for some off-roading and it was like being on Mars. It was just rolling hills and rocky landscape to the horizon. Even the clouds have a sort of a red tinge to them from the reflected light. It's something you won't see anywhere else in the world.
It's an amazing country. It's very dramatic country.
Eldee Station's a great place for all sorts of drivers and all sorts of vehicles. If you come out here, you can come out with a vehicle similar to my Pathfinder, which is pretty well standard, very low to the ground. It's even got the running boards on it, which don't help for when you off-road. I just gave it an oil change and a basic once-over before I came out here. At the same time, you can come out with some of the other vehicles here that are really made for off-road use and got all the equipment on them.
Now, I've brought a very interesting vehicle along, the old 60 Series Land Cruiser. Now, this is, unlike all these lovely modern cars here, a piece of motoring history, probably a bit like myself almost. The thing's a 1986 model and it's a factory turbo diesel. Now, apart from one slight glitch, we had a breakdown yesterday, we've had an absolutely flawless trip.
Last time we had the 200 series, which was what we took up to Berrima, and we've had that up in the high country as well. This time we've got the new 150 Prado, and in a really impressive car, a lot more rigid than the 120 Prado.
On most of the trips we bring along the Ute, the 100 Series, one of the newer cars, but one of the great things about, I guess, Australia and about this sort of area is you can take all sorts of different cars and they can handle the terrain really quite remarkably well.
It's not real hard. You'll see I'll be just running around a little standard Navara Ute. That's all I'll be running, so it's not too hard. Anyone can really do it, whatever they want to do, so you don't have to have nothing too flash to come out here and flog around.
You don't need to spend mega bucks to have fun out in the bush and to go touring around. You can still have a reliable, great experience with an older vehicle. A bit of preparation is essential. Now, obviously, the things that are really, really important are the things that make the car go. So we've got to check drivetrain, obviously things like belts, pulleys, batteries are very important, and obviously basic mechanical common sense things. Check the unis are good and all the rest. But if that car is mechanically sound, even though it's quite old, it can still do an absolutely brilliant job.
what an amazing location Eldee Station is. And hang around because there's still plenty more to come on this episode of Your 4x4. Now before we head off to the first break, let's cross over to Danny for this week's Your 4x4 photo competition.